This news update is brought to you by...
Got kids? Then you need video on demand from Flow, with hours of entertaining shows and movies for boys and girls of all ages. There's always something to watch. Simply press the VOD button on your Flow remote. This is how we do TV. This is how we Flow.
It's Monday, February 29th, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. We begin with news that the Trafficking of Persons Bill 2016 will be tabled in Parliament on Tuesday. Word of this from Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite, who will lead off debate on the proposed legislation. And the AG says he will also use the occasion to discuss the crime situation plaguing the country over the past 20 years. The MP for St. Philip South made their comments in his first branch meeting for the year at his constituency office last evening, where he made it clear that the country does not have a runaway crime situation, but he says it needs to understand how the situation has evolved.
So that Barbados can have a good sense in terms of what has happened in this country over the last 20 years. How it has evolved, the challenges that we've had, the link between crime, or linkages between crime and the breakdown in terms of our family structures. What seems to be the evolving acceptance of our females in terms of not only being involved in criminal activity.
Also addressing the meeting was Minister of Industry and Commerce, Donville Innes, who addressed talk of the formation of a third party in the country. He told supporters he believes that the recent poll which showed that Barbadians want a change in government and the push for a third party are linked. And he had this message for those contemplating such a move.
So if, as I heard today on the radio, an individual feels that he has not gotten what he's wanted to get for the last 15 years from either the Barbados Party or the Democratic Party, and that is the basis on which you form a political party, well then he's entitled to do whatever he wants to do. And if you can find individuals of similar thought to join with him to create a political party, well then this is a democracy and they're entitled to do what they want to do. And if they feel that the sole criteria for entering politics in Barbados is to be a businessman or businesswoman, well then that is their right to hold that thought. I would say they will not get out of the gates with that kind of thinking.
He made it clear that the focus should not be on who will form such a party.
Is to have a look at our systems and ask ourselves where are the deficiencies and what we can do to address such. I would say also that any talk about the third party is perhaps more a condemnation of the current opposition party than it is necessarily the government today. And certainly the poll has just come out. As I said elsewhere, really can't give comfort to anyone if we were to take the poll seriously, that is, including the opposition party. I would also add, comrades and members in the media, that this is politics, and politics is not a Sunday school. And my friend who's the leading opposition knows that only too well. She's been through a lot, and I have cautioned her there's a lot more that she will go through over the next couple of months. Because come October, there will be a new chairman of the Barbados Party.
In other news, the Barbados Workers Union warns of possible industrial action if ongoing pay disputes at the Sandy Lane Hotel and the Caribbean Examinations Council are not settled. Union boss Tony Moore sounded the warning at the midterm meeting of the annual delegates conference at Solidarity House yesterday.
But these are not all. There are merely the ones that up to now have been made public. And there are some that might get there in a short time too. Where, for instance, we have had our sister union, the BSCU, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, demanding payment from one institution for assessment that teachers undertake. We may now have to show public dissatisfaction with approaches by that said institution to deny workers their due.
The curtains came down on Agrofest 2016 last night, and from all indications, the annual agricultural event was a success.
We move in Sri Lanka natural wines. We make all different types of wines. Mango wine, guava wine, all local wines. And this year at Agrofest, probably about 60%, a lot better than last year. We got repeat customers that just come looking for this booth here every year.
It wasn't bad, it fluctuated up and down, but otherwise it was okay.
You find a lot more people came around this year compared to last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Even if they ask for the prices.
Well, this year I see an improvement, especially in the crowd turnout. In terms of the different exhibitions, the level of exhibitions have improved. In
sports, Barbados Pride defeated Jamaica Scorpions by 6 wickets in the WICB Professional Cricket League yesterday. Set 118 for victory at Sabina Park. Pride reached 118 for 4 in the post-lunch session on the third day of the scheduled 4-day encounter. Royston Chase, who made a half-century in the first innings, top scored with 35 not out, while Shane Dowrich was left unbeaten on 1. Nikita Miller took 2 for 38.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Agrofest this big weekend. Bring all your family and all your friends. Don't be foolish, you got the plan. Cause I'm bringing Dolly, Doocy and Dan. Don't be pusillanimous. You got to go and get your tickets at all the bus offices. Agrofest 2016. A bereft amount of entertainment, a humongous amount of agricultural projects. Agrofest for you, Agrofest for me. Agrofest.
Read all about it, read all about it. Get your paper. Only $2.25. Let's get your paper.
You again with that stale news from yesterday. I got the Barbados today on my phone, and I just get my news for free. What do she?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, firefighters in Trinidad say they have had enough. According to this report from TV6 News, months of frustration over poor working conditions are coming to a head, and they have given officials by the end of today to respond to their concerns.
Fire officers say it's more dangerous in the fire station than on a fire, and the officers have had enough. This video of water cascading through the roof of the women's dorms in the fire service headquarters on Ryson Road has been circulating online for months, but it's not isolated. Rats near uniforms in the station and rats outside, insects, overgrown bushes near the Rio Claro station, and bush is taking over the Chaguaramas fire station as well, while parts of the inside remain in darkness.
On the international scene, anti-government rebels and Russia both report breaches of the fragile truce in Syria. According to activists, Russian planes attacked several sites in the northern part of the country. More in this report from the BBC.
The truce is on in Syria, but so too still is the fight against the so-called Islamic State. In Shadadi, airstrikes and the Kurds drove out IS. Here on these streets, the militants once held a slave market for Yazidi girls. But the Islamic State can still surprise. American jets help repel an attack in Tel Abyad. This town was taken months ago by the Kurds, but IS snipers and commandos attacked in droves an hour before the truce.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.